folks. Welcome to a brand new episode of Trainwreck Tonight. It is the dog days of summer here at Studio D. Tonight we got myself, the General Al, we got Maniac, Ty B, and both producers in the building, J-Dubs and DJ Supreme. Tonight's show sponsor, Identity Inc.
Identity Inc. 2320 Elmwood Avenue. Maybe you've seen Ty B looking great at Bulls Camp. Maybe you've seen me sweating my butt off in Rochester. Bottom line, custom apparel for whatever your needs is. Maybe it's embroidery that you're looking for. Identity Inc. 716 on Instagram and Twitter is who you're looking for. Tell them the Wrecking Crew sent you.
And if you're wondering if it works, it works. I've been approached at Bulls practice by members of their staff recognizing the shirts. It's already doing a great job. If you need to brand yourselves, Identity Inc., the perfect spot.
So, folks, like I just said, it's the dog days of summer. It's what I like to call the summer baseball grind. We've got about, 2.5, 3 weeks left to go in August. Maniac, what is your plan for the remainder of August? What are you looking forward to most?
You couldn't have said it better. It's the countdown to week 0. Give me that
Yes.
college football action. But you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my affairs in order. I'm going to make sure my living space is clean because this is a long grind. This is going to be about a 6 to 8 month grind that we're going to start going from football season to Bulls madness to the Bills, whatever is going to happen with them this year. It is not going to stop. So really, I'm just looking forward to getting my affairs in order and heading into my 25th birthday very strong.
And I could not be more excited. Like you said,
25th.
Week 0 starts off this year on a Saturday night.
Isn't it Miami?
August 24th, Miami, Florida.
Yeah.
Great matchup. They shoehorned us. They realized the greatness of week 0.
Yeah,
Yep.
No more UMass Hawaii matchups.
I love that road trip. Tough visit.
Ty B, what are you excited for coming up these next 3 weeks?
I'm with Maniac. You got to get everything done around the house. It is a long grind. You're going to have Sundays and Saturdays and probably Friday nights, probably Thursday nights. And then once we get to Maction, your whole week is pretty much scheduled around what you're gambling on every night. So what I'm looking forward to most is I'm looking forward to finally being on the sidelines for a UB Bulls football game. It's been a long, long time. It's been a whoa. Why is my dad trying to call
the
me?
bat phone is going off.
So obviously, I've been at practices. The team's starting to look good. I'm excited, and just the crack of the pads. And once you get to the start of the college football season, you have the start of the NFL season right around the corner.
Yep.
And with all the betting we did last weekend, I'm so ready.
You couldn't have said it any better. UB home opener, 16 days away, and you know what that means? Gin buckets, special event slot. That is what I'm excited for. Mm-hmm. And you nailed it on the head. We had a great night last Thursday night at Presque Isle in Erie. What am I looking forward to in August still? Presque Isle again and futures. I want to hit that place up before college football and NFL starts in a few weeks.
Yeah, it was an incredible, I want to say 4-day weekend that the Wrecking Crew had from Thursday, your guys' Bender and Presque to the Toronto Fest. It was an insane weekend. So we got a lot to look forward to heading down the stretch of the summer.
Tons of huge bets coming in for all of us. I got some of my futures in already. I'll be putting some college football futures together for you guys, win totals.
Yep.
So, stay tuned to the website and the Twitter for that. That'll be coming out probably this week. I already locked one of those in, and I had to jump on my boy Stroh's bandwagon, and I went and I did put a future on the Mets, 40-1.
That's a great call. That pitching staff could be dominant, and they get to the NLCS.
Exactly.
You're gonna call Burrs hedgescaper.
Oh, jeez.
Burrs never hedges, though.
I know.
It
That's
doesn't matter
the problem.
how
The
big.
guy doesn't pick up.
Hedging's for landscapers.
But I know you guys have heard it enough, and maybe some of you guys not enough, but Erie, PA. Maniac, I can't wait. Yes, the Vegas of the East Coast. Maniac, I can't wait for you to make your first trip there. Ty B was there with his boy.
Oh.
I went down with J-Dubs.
Phenomenal.
And all 4 of us, including our Erie source, who lives in
5,
Erie,
yeah.
met up with us.
Huge.
All 5 of us come up positive, and it's just so much fun. The horse track.
Horse racing. Yeah, I was up just on the horses, so then I just kept going back. I'm like, oh, yeah, I can start putting my futures in right now with my winnings. It was beautiful.
And Maniac, the biggest difference, too, at this place, there's no betting window.
No.
There's no people you have to deal
kiosks.
with. You're not just like, can I get 6-1-5-7 money line parlay with this? No. It's literally
Interactive
you have your
kiosks.
laptop in front of you, and you can take anything you want.
Sounds like a dream
Chinese
world.
soccer. It doesn't matter.
Can't wait to get my Chick-fil-A and head to Presque.
Well, see, the thing with that,
Uh-oh.
Chick-fil-A is the next exit.
Oh no! I got to do a loop.
It's further.
Like in Apollo 13 when they went around the moon.
You got to hit. Yeah, you got to go past Presque, hit Chick-fil-A,
Okay.
and then come back. But that's obviously.
They call that the slingshot. How far away is
It'll
it?
work.
10 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh
About that.
no, probably not
5
even
times.
from
Okay,
throughway.
we got that.
But we had to stop at Matt Beauvais Sheets. He loves sheets.
Nobody loves taking his sheets like Matt Beauvais.
It was right across the street from a hotel, and it's actually not bad. I was impressed. Have you ever been there before?
Yeah, I've been to some. Did you actually get food? Or
I got some
Did you just walk in?
I got
I've gone in, I've just grabbed drinks. I've never actually gotten anything there.
I got some sliders.
Yeah.
They weren't bad.
Some places take pride in their gas station, and Sheetz is like one of those.
Sheetz and Wawa,
if
that's
you've
a
ever
huge
been to the
thing
New
in
Jersey, Pennsylvania, Wawa
Yeah.
is humongous. Like they'll tell you, like go to the deli in the Wawa. You're not used to getting a sandwich
no.
from a gas station, but this place does it right. So Sheetz is cut from that same cloth.
Yeah, it's in Pennsylvania. It's a big battle between Sheetz and Wawa. Like you got your West Siders, real big Sheetz, and then the East Side, obviously the Wawa going towards Philadelphia.
So before we get into obviously the football season, there's some big things coming up.
Bless you.
Some big things coming up with the Sabres. We got Fan Fest coming up this weekend. Training camp. Crossing Swords is going to be getting fired up soon. What are you looking forward to coming up in the next couple weeks?
Yeah, so obviously Funnel Guy is going through a big moving process. He has to relocate the family with the Funnel baby. So obviously, we're gonna let him go through that process. And Crossing Swords is ready to get going. We've been working on a ton of stuff. We have a lot of ideas and things going into the season here. So everything's gonna be expanded. It should be an exciting season. You got a lot of these young guys who we've been hearing about who should be making impacts on this roster, like Victor Olofsson. And I think finally we're going to be really, really contending for a playoff spot. It's going to be interesting to see what Jason Botterill does with the defense core, as they still have, 10, 11 guys who are like NHL defensemen. We're over the salary cap. So some moves still need to happen before the season starts. So there could still be, some sort of big splash. But yeah, I think this is the season where Maniac's hair, for the first time, might actually have a chance of getting cut.
My roommate was leaving today at the apartment, and I am like, "Where are you going?" He goes, "Going to get a haircut." And I go, "You can't just say that to me. Like that's like rude."
No, you said I'm going to grab food.
Yeah, I go, "Must be nice." And so yeah, now I'm stuck. I'm stuck in a bad way.
When was the last haircut?
The last time I went that wasn't down to my shoulders before 2017.
Was it Jesse Connors?
No. That was a trim in 2017. But this October 2017 was the last time I really cut it down.
Wow.
It's been a minute.
And then what's up? Fan Fest this weekend. JDH crew, they're gonna be there.
Oh, everyone's gonna be there. I think D-Hosk is gonna be there. It's gonna be a great crew, and it's always good to get with those Sabres fans, and we're currently in a tie for first place. You gotta love it.
Everyone 0
Sabres
points
on the warpath. Let's go.
Yeah, so I know with the Just Fishing boys, they said if you find them out there, you're one of the first couple that find them. They're gonna throw you some free apparel. So definitely get on the lookout. Nick, he looks like Toucan Sam, so he's gonna be obviously easy to spot. Hopefully, they'll have their bright colored JDH shirts on, maybe something from the spring or summer release. You'll be able to spot them pretty easily. So, obviously look out for them. And I think we're all going to, I know I'm going to be there. You're going to be there.
Yes, actually, I was supposed to go to Pittsburgh for Zim's birthday, but that is a wash now. We are staying in Buffalo, and I will be at FanFest. So I think most of us will be there.
So no more 30th and Pitt for Zim?
No more 30th and Pitt for now. It got bodied. Unfortunate.
Can we lock you in for a face painting?
I mean, I'll face paint.
I feel like Sleep and I were talking about this earlier. We figured you'd be all about it. Imagine if they face painted Maniac to look like Sabretooth.
What I want to do is I want to have a competition at FanFest for the right to paint my face. It shouldn't be someone who didn't earn it. I want them to do a hardest shot competition, maximum age 16. So then a kid gets to do it, but we get to see a good illustration. I don't want to see some grown man painting my face.
Oh yeah, if the kid's doing it, then it's going to be a great painting.
That's what I'm saying.
They have way better creativity. Once you get over 18 or 21, they say your creativity is stymied. So obviously you want the kid doing it. There's just going to be something beautiful on your face at the end. Who knows?
I want to see a creative Gene for sure.
So you got your 25th coming up.
It's big.
Any big plans?
I think we're gonna rent out Rec Room
Oh,
on a Saturday night from
On a
10
Saturday
p.m. to
night.
4 a.m.
Then that should be right after a big UB win over Robert Morris.
And if they don't let
believe
me,
so.
I'm just gonna drive my car right through the front of it because that's what you do on Chippewa when you don't get what you want.
Yeah, we'll talk to Tim about that.
Yeah, we'll
I think
figure
we
it
can
out.
make
We'll
something
figure it out.
happen.
We might be able to flop. We'll flip a show. We'll flip a show for
a car going
for
through.
rental. No,
The
flip
RAV4.
a show.
And we'll
flip a
threaten-
show
and
for
we'll
bottle
threaten
service.
and we'll threaten a RAV4 through.
I mean, we haven't booked Bills Jets week 1 yet, so
And what about
Tell me.
Sabres practice? Press passes potentially?
Whoa,
Are we making
whoa,
moves?
That's
So,
what we're saying.
what?
The Crossing Swords boys. Once Tristan figures out his home improvement,
I'm so
we're gonna
s-
figure out a way. Yeah, the
I'm
Funnel
so-
family.
listen-
Have some respect for the Funnel family. Have some respect.
No, I'm
for
sick
them.
of this baby. And like him, he can't
Jameson-
do anything. He's got to go
Jameson-
home.
I think we need I think what Trainwreck needs is a rivalry between you and Jameson.
Yeah.
Let's face it, Jameson is holding the product
And he's
back,
cute.
and you shouldn't be happy with that as a CEO.
And I wasn't.
Yeah, and you're not right
Months
now.
ago.
And you're not right now.
When he just
You
disappeared.
you tried to deny the paternity leave. Obviously, I had to grant it.
Well, it had
as
to be
as a
granted.
good boss of Crossing Swords. You got to give the man at least a couple weeks to figure out how to change a diaper because, thinking about it, I'm like, if I'm in his shoes, I have no idea what I'm doing. We'll give him his space, and now we got it all figured out for this season. We got a ton of graphics, everything pre-planned. There's a ton of stuff coming.
It's taken him about 3 decades to figure out how to change his own diaper. So, I mean, there's going to be a long learning curve on this baby. But that baby's on the hot seat as far as you're concerned. Jameson, Skinner, Ernst is in trouble as far as you're concerned.
Jameson's
Yes.
going to be talking probably within, about 6-7 months. He'll be saying his first couple words, and I'm sure they're going to be fade out.
They might be fade out, but what I want to see from Jameson is I want to see strong third line play. And I'm hoping to see that by the time he's 2 at most. I want to be able to see that he's a strong third line.
Oh, I want to see him pushing their dog around in corners and
Yeah.
in the living room, all sorts of stuff
And
like
that dog is awful. Don't even get me started with Mosby. I mean, that dog is just so weird.
You're a tough judge though when it comes to dogs. You're
Mosby is
very favorable to Saber and Callie.
Mosby just doesn't really like anyone new. So if
Yeah.
you just walk in the house, he's
It
just
just growls
It doesn't
at you.
matter.
And then
There's
you're-
no
A
getting
dog not liking new
acclimated.
people.
No, but there's
Weird.
no getting acclimated process.
Weird,
It's just
for sure.
if
What
you're
do you
new at this
mean?
point,
No,
he's just
that-
never
that's
gonna like
weird
you.
of the dog.
Yeah.
But he's just never ever gonna like you. It's not like you pet him for 5
That's like
minutes.
an anti-dog move. That's like a cat move.
Yeah,
which is
he
the
just-
most anti-dog thing you can be.
Literally that the whole
yeah, the
time.
one time I went to Funnel Guy's house, I finally got Mosby in my arms. And then in the morning, I'm walking up the basement stairs, and the dog's hissing at me at the top.
The hiss.
I can't deal with that. But final topic before we get into the Buffalo Bills. Bullet point 716. Lots of things happening. Michael Bunt's been on the scene. Kevin Massar, yourself. Tell the people we're 16 days away. What are the biggest things going on right now in UB football?
So obviously, number one thing is you have to replace Tyree Jackson. He's with the Bills. He decided to try the NFL, and now we have a competition between Kyle Van Treese, Matt Myers, Dominic Johnson. You have freshman Trevor Baczynski, who's there as well. It looks like it's going to be between Van Treese and Myers. I think Van Treese just knowing the offense a little more, being around it a little more, being with the coaches, everyone else. I think he has the leg up still slightly. Myers shows a lot, especially with his throws down the seam. I think he has a little more arm strength. He offers a little more athleticism. He can move around in the pocket a little bit more and can offer more dynamic play that Tyree brought to the offense. So you don't have to change things as much, which I think, they would sort of like to keep going. But Van Treese has made it hard for him. And his sort of intangibles, him as a leader, I think it might be a little ahead of where Matt is right now. So, it's a good battle. But, at receiver, you have Antonio Nunn really stepping up. And some of these young guys, these transfers, are really starting to kind of find their niche. Porter's looking real good. Marlon Johnson's been making some plays. You have Zach Lefebvre will look real good on the offense. The offensive line, you return almost everyone.
4 to 5 starters, and
Defensive
they're all
line,
juniors, seniors.
yeah, defensive line, you pretty much return everyone. Your defensive ends had to play a lot of time because of Chuck Harris. Same thing with the linebackers. They had to play a lot of time rotating in. Your defensive backs pretty much all were starters. So I'm very optimistic about the season. They're looking good. Everything's starting to come together. You're seeing them starting to gel more and more each day. And just the running backs, you have 4 studs. 4.
And they just brought in another recruit.
And I think Ron Cook might be just as good. So you have 5.
So you have, it's run. I always call UB running
RB.
back university. Maniac. The over/under for this team is sitting around 6. It all comes down to what can they do after Robert Morris. You have Penn State, you have Liberty, you have Temple. That is a crucial 3 weeks going into MAC play, and that's going to really show what this team's all about.
It's going to show their substance. It's going to show what they have going on. But what was that over/under last year?
6.5.
6.5. Vegas does not know UB. They do not know the MAC as well as they would have you think.
Yeah,
this line's correct.
Yeah.
Last year was atrocious.
Well, how do you know? How do you know they're not going to be at 9 or 10 again?
Because they're returning
could be,
9
though.
starters
They could be.
total. I just
LL Cool Play is going to run through MAC play like a hot knife through butter. He's going to scheme you into a corner and then make you pay a tax to own that area because that's what he does. That's how he gets Jarpat these amazing. That's why the running back, think about the transition of the offense last year. They had the first couple weeks where Tyree was lighting it up. He was throwing deep against Rutgers. Then all of a sudden, they became a ground and pound team because they recognized their personnel and they were able to out-scheme other teams. That's what LL Cool Play is going to do again, and I would not be shocked. Mark it down, 9 to 10 wins again this year.
And you don't have as many.
And you want to hear even more controversy? How are you going to keep LL Cool Play when you got back-to-back 10-win seasons in the MAC? You want a dilemma on your
I'm not
hands.
going to get that far ahead of it, but I can see that actually happening because they do have, with this running back core, these guys are dynamic. They can do things, not just running the ball. They can catch the ball. The team is looking to keep them more involved. Kevin Marks said, he thrived in sort of a big spread offense, dump off to the running back, hit the screens to the running back. That's what Marks, loved to do. That's what he, grew up really where he found his stride in football, playing that sort of role. And if, they're going to offer that to him again, and you have Theo Anderson and Dylan McDuffie and Ron Cook behind him and Jared Patterson, it's phenomenal because you have to worry, obviously, about the chemistry between quarterback and receiver with how much turnover there is at that position. But because of where they are with the running backs, I think it counteracts a lot of that.
I was going to say, from what you've been saying, exactly spot on. Myers gives them that big play potential. I think that's why they're going to go with him ultimately because outweighing, 15 plays, if you can get down the field with one of those big gains like Tyree was able to manufacture last year, that helped him in a lot of games. So I think they're going to go back to that. I think that's why Myers is going to ultimately win the job. But your assessment sounds exactly spot on from what we've been hearing out of Bulls camp.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they went into Robert Morris and they split.
Ooh, I would not like
Myers
that.
and
I would not like that though.
I wouldn't be surprised because that's not a game where I'd be too worried about losing either way. Get both of them a good amount of time and then let one of them really play themselves into it because no one's really taking strides ahead of the other.
Wait, but what do you mean not worried about losing?
I don't think Robert Morris is going to come into UB Stadium and have a chance.
I mean, we've seen a Khalil Mack team lose at home.
Yeah,
we've seen all.
Wasn't it the same thing? It was like a QB tryout that game.
I don't think.
I'm just saying
the skill level of this team all around is much better than that Khalil Mack team.
I'm just saying this team has a great offensive line. They have a great running game, but is that enough in college football in the MAC? And with that non-conference schedule to win 9 or 10 games, I don't think so. I don't think it is. They lost a ton of talent. They're not returning a ton of starters. I think Vegas is on the mark with that 6. And there's a chance if they somehow get upset by a Liberty, who is definitely a little bit more of a sleeper that I've been hearing, they're in a little bit of trouble. So it's the first part of the schedule is crucial. Temple too. You don't think Temple doesn't want to come in?
It was the same way last year, though, wasn't it? It felt the exact same way last year. You had to have Temple week 2. That was the make or break game.
And
they won it. And they won it. So then it was it just fueled them.
Yeah, but Maniac, that's a whole different roster.
I know.
You're losing so much talent.
I understand it is.
You're not replacing
they added
Tyree with Tyree. You're not replacing AJ with AJ. It's
I guess, but don't you
Mabry,
KJ. With UB for the last 4 to 5 years, you've been having to replace talent, and it's been a struggle for every program, whether it was football, basketball, and they found a way to do it and maintain that superiority, whether it was in football or whether it was in basketball in the MAC conference. Sorry.
Yeah, not MAC.
Yeah, MAC conference is MAC conference.
You're right, and that's definitely a factor and a great point to make with basketball for sure. But when you're losing AJ, KJ, Mabry, Tyree,
It's tough.
That is I'm sorry, you can't just replace those 4. That's just not, that's just not easy. I just don't see a way this team wins 9 or 10 games.
Coaching.
I really don't.
Coaching.
All in the coaching. LL Cool Boy's going to be, like I said, coaching circles around him.
In college football, that's all you need. You need a good head coach that can consistently outcoach the other coach every game. Do I have faith in Lance to do that? Yes. I just don't think a running game and an offensive line is good enough to do it every week.
And the only thing Mark Allnut's more ready for than football season and volleyball season is a pack of Twizzlers.
Is he verified yet?
No.
Let's get
Allnut verified. Get the man a blue check.
What needs to happen for him to get verified?
What does Allnut 41 have to do? It's a damn good question.
Like, I know you have to pay, I think, like, for the verification service.
Like an application,
I'm not
right?
going to pay for it, because I already pay taxes, which go to SUNY. So, like, they should have paid at this point for their athletic director of, their biggest program to be verified. It only makes sense.
It's a struggle, though. And shout out to Nick Filipowski. I mean, I think we saw some other people in the Channel 4 team get verified, and he didn't. Like, I don't know. That's
it's similar to Nate Geary. Similar to Nate Geary. He was out of town when they all sent in their stuff to get verified. So then he just ended up not getting verified, and everyone else within GR did. So now he's just like, yeah, I'm a bad boy.
That's like not filing your permission slip for a field trip, and you got to stay at the school and like in that one classroom by yourself while the rest of the kids get to go to the aquarium. Just terrible.
This today.
They did.
Was it in Rochester or North Carolina? I really couldn't tell. If you honestly,
or was it in South Carolina?
South Carolina, wherever. I mean wherever, whatever Carolina it was. Oh, it wasn't Wofford. That's right.
Yeah. It was in Bill's
South Carolina.
It was in Buffalo South. That's all I know.
I mean, you couldn't tell from those videos, especially that Josh Reed was firing out today.
No, I feel like there were more
unbelievable.
Bills fans than Panthers fans there. Like that's,
hands down.
That's unbelievable. But you think about it, for generations before us, it was kind of like you have to move out of Buffalo to succeed. And a lot of them have moved to Florida or the Carolinas because they're sort of booming, whether it's Charlotte, Charleston. And you see it when the Bills, play the Panthers. They really show out at those games. And for them to do it at the practice is just an extension of that. Like, it was just sort of – it was really expected, I believe. And them cutting training camp short, they sort of knew that and know they have that big contingency down there. So it's a real nice like gesture towards those fans who always go out and support them down there.
When we went to Nashville, Tennessee, I remember the one lady, Mary Dillon.
Shout out to the Nashville Bills backers.
They told us they get a ton of support from Bills fans from the Carolinas that travel up.
Tony Cassiel,
Canisius alum. Yep. That was an awesome weekend, and I'm pretty sure we're going to Nashville this year, week 5.
Just an unfathomable weekend that we could have done 2 years ago. So reckless.
One night.
No long-term vision. Up to Nashville for a day. Who the hell are we?
One night.
Yeah.
And I had, what, 1,800 on a money line?
1,800 on the USC
was that the
money
USC
line
one?
versus Texas. Minus 17.
Minus 1,700. Yeah.
I think Texas had like a drive in the fourth quarter to go ahead too. Like they had a shot.
I'm pretty sure I had a heart attack.
Yeah,
multiple times.
And I wore Topher shoes, so it was. I could definitely have benefited from a Foot Locker. But we're gonna take Broadway by storm this October.
Yes. I remember you saying you're like, can I wear flip flops to this place? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't think it's the best idea.
Definitely not a good idea to go to the Do-Si-Do or whatever in Nashville in flip-flops. I mean, geez, they got grills and everything behind the bar and their live music. It's an insane scene, and I can't wait to see what happens this October when literally every Bills fan goes down to Nashville.
I don't know who's not going to Nashville.
I think
it's a shorter list.
That's the trip to make this year. I think it is.
Oh, yeah. I'd have gone to New Jersey in the first couple weeks.
Yeah, who cares? Sports betting's legal closer. Like, that's the only reason I would go is to go to the FanDuel book there. But
yeah. No certain reason. But today in camp, did you guys see anything really? I thought the big thing, obviously, was Mitch Morse getting more healthy. He's in the red non-contact still, but he's in stage 4 of 5 of the concussion protocol, so he's definitely making progress. I heard Josh Allen had a pretty decent day. Not too much really happening.
No, I think the big thing, no injuries, and sort of the fact of them competing against another team. It's tough. You see, once you get further into camp, you have a lot of little scuffles and stuff like that. Just being able to hit other guys is a big boost for all of them, and to be able to put tape out against people who don't know what you're doing after you're running the same drill on them and the same routes over and over again every day. So it just sort of freshens things up a little bit, allows you to get a little different looks at times, and them trying to do what they're trying to do against what you're trying to do. It's not really like your defense is game planning towards you. It's different. You're not just trying to go exactly against your team and they know what you're doing. Like there's a big difference to that. They're going to try to scheme against you a bit. Obviously they're not going to show you too much because it's the NFL, but you're going to get just different guys, different looks. And I think that's number one.
Bills, Panthers, Friday, under.
Yeah,
they practice all week, under.
These defenses are going to be flexing each other. And Ron Rivera is going to want to show McDermott, I can play defense better than you can.
Oh, it's a classic guys. Under coming this week, especially with the Bills over in week 1.
Yeah, that was kind of surprising. It ended up getting over.
Oh, ridiculous! It was like 0-0 at like 15 minutes in.
But you had to know Swag Kelly was going to try to put together a performance in his hometown. It looked like he was out there with an AK just slinging around balls. Just absolutely a great performance by him. But Tyree was able to keep it on the Bills side, so I was able to cash my first ever legal bet, Bills money line. And growing up, you've always been told, don't bet on the Bills, don't bet on the teams you love. They always let you down. What happened? First time, first bet, Bills finally came through.
And what happened? You were on your way to Press K preaching that the Bills money line was the play. And Colts movement in a preseason game, that made it all the more clear. This Bills team was going to come out trying to impress. And then I look, and you don't even have the play halfway through the game, and the Bills are dominating. What happened there? Take us behind the scenes.
It was just one of those things where I'll be honest with you guys,
because I have a behind the scenes take after this of what I was doing this same Thursday night.
Okay, so I told J-Dubs this.
Yeah,
I don't know if I told you this.
You love bailing on the Bills at the last second, though. You do.
No,
you do.
That's not true. I'm the kind of guy that I never place a bet until it's right before. Yeah. True. I am always a 10-minute, 15-minute before kind of guy. I never go 3 hours.
You guys were at the book hours before me and didn't place any bets.
And
I got there immediately and was tapping away.
And that fire alarm looked like it was going to have you guys in danger.
Oh, we were nervous. That's what I'm saying. We were still at the hotel post 6 p.m. We met up with Ty B and his boy at the horse track, and then J-Dubs and I did not walk back into the sports book until 6:45.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm talking to this guy. He's like, I really like the Dolphins. And then he's like, I really like the Ravens Jags under because they practice all week together. Mm-hmm. And it was 30. And this kid's like, I love the over. And when he's telling me I love the over 30, I'm automatic I want the under. And it went under. Yeah. It was 29 total. He hit it, though, because he teased it to 25.
He is a teaser. He's a walking teaser.
And so, what did I do? I liked the Bills, so I teased them to 7.5. And then the Dolphins I liked, and then I took that under and teased it a little bit higher. So all in all, it worked. But you're right. All I should have done is I put it
with your heart. You knew the Bills money line was the play, especially the Colts movement. Meanwhile, I'm showing up in Orchard Park at 5 p.m. at Kettles Bar, south of New Era Stadium by about 2.5 blocks. But obviously the blocks are humongous. North. True. And Aaron Williams shows up. These fans were waiting from 2 to 3 p.m. for Aaron Williams. And I'm not even making this up. It just shows you how crazy and passionate Bills fans are. This young man, Aaron Williams, made his day. We had a bridal party. Aaron Williams actually proposed to the one girl to be in the bride's bridal party, which is when your friends are girls, this is the biggest thing that can happen. So he made their day. It was an awesome appearance from the Bills alum. Saw a lot of great fans on the way in. Got a couple shout-outs for Trainwreck. It was great, and we're happy to see that passion going back in the preseason. It was an awesome atmosphere at New Era.
And one of the best interviews Aaron Williams has ever done.
His best interview.
His words.
You would really hate for someone like John Warrow, who has interviewed Aaron Williams, to see that, wouldn't you? That's
just one interview with Aaron Williams ever, and it happens to be his best interview of all time. That's pretty amazing.
Did you ever get nervous that you were going to lose the mic? He was
he was going. Believe me, I got nervous that I was going to lose control of myself about 2 minutes in, or no, not even 2 minutes in, 2 seconds in, when he started going on that Macho Man Randy Savage shake. But, it was kind of like a huge wave at the beach. At the last second, I was able to kind of just jump into it and surf along with it a little bit. I'm not going to say I surfed it, but I didn't get obliterated by it like could have easily happened to, I think, anybody.
So, real quick, I want each of your answers under 20 or 30 seconds.
Yep, I'll go
Ty,
first.
You start with you?
Oh, okay, you're going to say Ty
No, I'll
first.
start with you.
All right, let's go.
I'll start with you. Who are you most excited for this upcoming season for the Buffalo Bills? Tremaine Edmonds, Ed Oliver, Devin Singletary.
Ooh, that's a tough question. I'm going to say because we have so many running backs, and I feel like Tremaine Edmonds is a sure thing, I'm excited for Ed Oliver. I want to see how he can supplement Harrison Phillips and Trent Murphy. Hopefully, if that group can stay healthy, and we got a steal in Oliver, we could see some crazy things this year.
Yeah, I think Ed Oliver is the sure, easy lock. Like, he's going to be a DT number one. Like, so I'm more excited to see Devin Singletary. I think what he showed in that first preseason game is a lot of different little things he can do. He's very shifty, great vision. His size does not stop him. I think he's going to be able to contribute to this team, and I think he'll be a legitimate factor come fantasy season.
So when he was drafted, they were calling him what? The next MJD?
Yeah, he's
Maurice Jones-Drew.
Yeah.
And people are already saying he's a 3-down back. Is there any value for a team to maybe make a trade for Shady? I know he's expensive. He's got a year left. Could you see a contender coming in and making a deal? I don't even know what you can get for him now. What, a fourth? I don't know. Like, can you even get a fourth at this
The
point?
Shady trade saga has gone on crazy.
Yeah.
It caught fire last year when it was obvious they weren't going to be well. Did you see the interview that he did a couple weeks ago, though, where he was like, if they wanted to trade me, they would have done it already because they had, like, 2 offers. Did you see that?
Yeah.
I did hear.
Yeah. They said like they had.
He's
So
like,
that really flipped. Like the fact that he was saying that really flipped it on me that they are not going to make a deal. I mean, again, it seems like there has to be someone. I mean, I think it's T.J. Yeldon after the fumble in the preseason game because he literally got benched immediately and he's been so down in camp. I thought he was going to be great coming into this year. Same thing with E.J. Gaines 3 weeks ago when he was doing well in camp.
So, I mean, this team's going to be rolling into week 1 with Gore, Shady, Singletary. All people that can catch out of the backfield. Gore can pass block. And that's a crowded backfield, I feel like.
But, like, in a good way. That's like a three-headed monster. That's not like a crowded backfield where, like, guys are going to be fighting. That's
true.
A monster. That's going to be, because these guys are dynamic enough where they don't just need, hand me the ball here, hand me the ball there. Like, I need these sorts of plays. They can do it in all sorts of ways and influence the offense. So I think that'll be a big thing. Like, this is going to be a dynamic offense. I think Dable's really going to open things up this year with Josh Allen. You're obviously not going to see a ton of it the same way, the Cardinals did literally nothing with Kyler Murray. Like, you're not going to open the playbook up completely in the preseason, but I think that's what they're gearing towards right now.
I mean, the variables are crazy. Is Josh going to take a step forward from those last 4 games that he had last year? Gore, Singletary, and McCoy, if you go in with that unit, does actually seem pretty dependable. I would say that's the smallest variable on the offense. This new offensive line, are they going to be cohesive as a unit? I think the wide receivers are for sure going to take a step forward. But the biggest thing with having a running back out there every down is I feel like you're going to have to supplement that with tight end personnel. So you're going to be looking at Dawson Knox, the legend of Sweeney Tom. Like, are these guys going to pick up? Are they going to take off? Are they going to, have strong impacts? Because it seems like they're going to be really dependent on Dawson and Sweeney.
And I just love seeing that.
The demon barber of TD Street.
Okay.
God, that was good.
Okay.
I cannot wait. I can't wait to see this offensive line if it's healthy.
Yeah.
That is what I'm so excited for. And once again, I'll give you both 30 seconds or less. Answer this question. Because when I said this asleep, or DJ Supreme, he was like, nah. Any value in Bills 4-1 making the playoffs?
Him first.
Ty B first. Any value? You're going to Press K. You see Bills plus 400 to make the playoffs. What are you doing?
I'm not lacing it.
Okay.
I think it's too likely the team ends up like 8-8 or 9-7, and 9-7 doesn't mean you're getting in the playoffs.
No.
I like just taking the over on the win total way more than I like betting, at 4-1. If it's 6, maybe 8, for sure, but not 4-1.
I know my fanhood's getting the best of me. I strongly think they're going to start 3-0, and then things are going to get tough. So I agree with Ty B's sentiment 1,000,000%. I think the value is in taking the win total and then eventually hedging down the line based on what lines you can get where the Bills are favorite and such. Like that.
On Jacob with Wake last week, I predicted the Bills going 8-8. but I had them at like 8-5 at one point. I think
that second half is tough.
It's
tough.
Really it's very tough.
Real
like
tough.
You have like the Patriots and
Ravens, Browns, Steelers. It's
like
not
all in a pretty decent like quick span.
The first half has to be stellar. You have to win pretty much
5-3 easily.
At least you have to win every game at home. And then you're right. There's pretty much going to be probably 4 teams battling for one spot.
And you're probably playing 2 of those teams those last couple of weeks with the Ravens and the Steelers. So
realistically, though, if we go through the divisions, Colts, Pats, Browns, Chiefs, Chargers, and then you're left at one spot.
Yeah.
Not even saying the Browns are going to make the playoffs, or win the division, but you're having a North team win it, and then you have Steelers, Ravens, Raiders, Texans, Bills, Jets,
Jaguars. Who knows with Nick Foles? Like,
yeah, it's true too.
The Browns had a very similar moment to what's the rugby guy's name? Christian Wade when he scored the touchdown. The Browns had their guy who they got off the street return a punt for a touchdown at the end of the game. Or near the end of the game, and the whole team came out of mountain, close to the whole team. I'd say like about 20 players, and the Browns guy goes, "That's what it's gonna look like when we win the AFC." He literally said that. Like remember a year ago when they were breaking open free cases of Bud Light because they hadn't won a game in 2.5 years?
It really is crazy.
I'm just saying, if you look back, he literally said that's what it's gonna look like when we win the AFC. Like they are going nuts in Cleveland.
You can't go to a bar in Cleveland and talk normal with them. They think that Baker Mayfield's gonna win MVP and Josh Allen is the biggest piece of crap. It's awful. You can't talk to Browns fans in any way, shape, or form right now, and that's a fact. Like. Don't bother. Don't waste your time.
Just agree with them. Like, yeah, you're gonna win the Super Bowl and walk away.
Yep, that's it. That's all you can say. But Maniac, obviously something heating up right now in Trainwreck Sports is wing reviews. You guys you and DJ Supreme have been everywhere in West New York, pulling in guests, multiple shows a week. Can you surprise us with any future spots, guests, or what's going on lately?
Well, I can give you a little insight. So we're about 8 reviews in now. We've gone 8, about 7 episodes because of the episode 0. We are going to continue to search for what makes the perfect wing, but we might have a little transition in season 2. Might be a little specialty factor as far as wings go, but we're going to make sure we're hitting all your top spots. We see the recommendations. Sal's, 911 Tavern, Bar Bill, Elmo's. Believe me, folks, they are all on the way. So the best thing you can do is you can take your phone on Instagram and Twitter and go follow Wing Reviews. You can take your Aunt Nana's phone next to you, go follow Wing Reviews on Twitter, Wing Reviews on Instagram, because it is going to be the ultimate content going forward.
And just to supplement that, we do have some big guests coming up. This upcoming Thursday, we have a very special guest, someone who's becoming more and more involved with the Buffalo Bills game day production. As a guest, and we might have stumbled upon the It Factor once again. So
they somehow got John Murphy on Thursday.
John Murph Dog. We got him with a burner. We got him with a burner account. You know he's susceptible.
Yeah, to tweet at him with which one did you use? Which burner?
At Devin Singletary, but the S was a 5. Folks, we got him.
And you can't forget LaBella Cecilia.
Oh, LaBella Cecilia, believe me. We're looking more for sleepers. We obviously know about those top contenders. We want to know about the sleepers. We want to know about the hole in the wall spots that have that perfect wing, like we learned with this place coming up on Thursday.
Yes, and there's so many different places that you can order wings in Buffalo, but with us going for just straight medium, standard wings for this first season, we understand that there's a ton of different specialty flavors, different places like Sal's where they do, they cook the wings in a different style. So we want to explore it all. We don't want to just do straight medium for the rest of, the wing reviews. We want to explore, get into some different flavors, varieties, etc.
And the biggest thing for me is shows like Sopranos. 24, they start dying in season 6, season 5. I want wing reviews season 7 just be absolutely insane.
Oh, we're going to keep it fresh. We're going
season 7 will be like the sweet season. You have to get the cotton candy wings and all
season
those.
6 to 24. Oh, a nuke went off. Like, you know,
Yeah,
come
well,
on.
well,
guys.
you need to step it up. Like, we're going to say, like, with Sleep and I are going to be eating, or Supreme. What the fuck?
I know, we both do.
That
We
was
both-
your fault. That
Who?
was your fault.
Jeez.
Huh?
Supreme and I are going to, like, go out on a paddleboard in the Buffalo Harbor and eat some wings.
Yes.
There. We were looking at the drawbridge at Riverworks, crossing the drawbridge while we eat an order of
Yes.
wings. There's going to be all kinds of things.
You
Don't
saw-
worry, because the only thing fresher than these wings is going to be the content on wing reviews going forward.
Oh,
I can't
absolutely.
freaking wait.
And
So follow Wing Reviews, Instagram and Twitter with a Z. Z.
Z.
And one last point on that.
Oh, no.
Shout out to Studio M for the latest review of
Studio
33
M.
Speakeasy that
Big
came out
shout out
today.
to Studio M.
Place was beautiful.
Thanks for having us.
It was lovely.
Well, we really appreciate the
We saw some
hospitality.
of the things they're doing going forward, those LCD screens,
Yep.
everything. I mean, geez, it's going to be top notch.
They did a great job. Awesome job. But DDZ, Degenerate Zone. Follow that on Twitter.
Oh, man.
We're still hot. 47-foot Kyle is at back-to-back parlays tonight. I don't know what happened tonight, though.
Incredible.
Kershaw's out. So
Very
is he just,
sketchy,
is he
very
just
sketchy.
keeping the parlay? He didn't bet the starting pitcher to be in. I would never put in a parlay and not take the
He's
action
at work,
on the starting
so
pitcher.
like I don't know. Like I don't think he was able to.
No,
change
you
it.
know
Like, I
what?
think
No,
he
It's
did.
like
It's
like
like you
a
can't
terms
change
and
it.
conditions
Yeah.
thing. Like
Yeah, I
you
think
can
he put
click
it
the
in.
thing,
Yes.
and you just get so used to these pitchers not getting switched. You're like, yeah, whatever. I'll go.
Oh no, I'm the guy. You have to make
That's
sure.
why, like Al waits till the last minute. That's the thing. I think Kyle might have locked it in before he went to work. So we're hoping for the best. They're still playing the Marlins, so like I'm not too worried. Obviously, like I had 2 parlays in a row, and yeah, we can talk about that real quick because Kyle and I hosted the day, both locked in our parlays. It was at Dynamo Kiev. They're up.
Oh,
They're up 2-1. Let up a goal in the 88th minute, 2-2. Score a goal thanks to an own goal from the team whose name I can't pronounce. They're up 3-2, 93rd minute, and they let up a goal in the 95th minute.
it was awful.
And it goes 3-3, lose the bet, lose the parlay on that. The other 2 legs hit, and of course that's how it goes.
Soccer, that 90-plus minute is just brutal.
There was
it's
a
just
game-
nonstop scoring.
Was it
agony.
Celtic? It was like the 97th minute earlier.
Celtic
A goal?
Club Brugge.
Oh,
Oh, dude, let's not even get into Champions League qualification, but yeah, DDZ, we're on a roll right now. Erie, PA, that's the place to be.
You're not wrong.
So real quick, we'll go with you because Ty
Give it
B
to
and
me.
I, we don't watch it. Hard Knocks.
Hard Knocks. I mean, it was pretty predictable week 1. They spent a lot of time with Antonio Brown, which is obviously the biggest story that everyone wants to hear about. But the great thing that makes Hard Knocks great is you're getting like the side stories. Like you want to see the non-superstars in Hard Knocks. So I thought it was a lackluster first episode, but hopefully they bounce back this week.
see, for me, that's where I differ from, I think, the normal fan. Like, they like those, let's get behind this guy, like the Cajuste last year with the Browns. Like, let's hope this guy who loves gemstones and has, a dad who's had, like, these heart issues and whatever, hopefully he makes the team, whereas I'm like, nah, like, I want to see the drama. Like, I want to see Antonio Brown, like, talking shit to whoever's covering him. Like, I want him trying to sneak into practice with, a silver helmet that was spray painted from his old black Steelers helmet. Like, I need the equipment staff being like, yo, Antonio, like, that's not an acceptable helmet. Like, that's the stuff you want, not, some guy from, FCS, Bethune Cookman trying to make the roster because his girlfriend, like him and his girlfriend just got engaged or something. Like, those aren't the stories I want. I need Antonio Brown freaking out and being a diva.
Oh, yeah, that would be amazing.
But they're not going to show that.
The number one thing that I am looking forward to most for tonight's episode is hopefully some Peterman talk, some behind-the-scenes Peterman talk, because I really want to know. The quotes came out from Gruden last week. I want to see what these guys are saying about Peterman behind the scenes. Like
Oh, yeah.
just the fact that he's on an NFL roster right now is a mystery to me.
Could
And
you-
possibly the number 2 quarterback.
Could you imagine if they were in a meeting? He's like, can you believe I got everybody fired up about Peterman today?
Bro,
Like, that would be amazing.
him lowering his shoulder on that run, he
Unreal.
deserves to
He's
be
gonna
that
be.
second quarterback.
I need him. Gruden breaking down the tape. That Peterman guy. You saw him. He put down his shoulder, got those extra yards. Like, that's what I need out of my backup quarterback. That extra leadership out there.
That Peterman guy, man. I'll tell you what,
Oh.
he's a real quarterback.
He's a real grinder out there.
You went over another tab.
Out there, Supreme.
It would be crazy.
Just unbelievable.
Got
All
the
right.
action underway.
All right, folks. I think it's time for some shout-outs. Some real big shout-outs. So I don't know who wants to start it off tonight. We'll go with DJ Supreme. Got it.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm shouting out the 5th member of the Studio D.
He's sleeping over there. He
He's-
can't even.
He's asleep on
That's
the
why you guys kept saying sleep.
on the couch. By the way, great job with the renovation down here. I mean, wait till you folks see it.
Oh,
The Studio D facilities have been completely updated, but that's not my shout out. My shout out goes to J Dubs for all the tireless work that he's been putting together these wing reviews, from a production standpoint. He's doing an unreal job, and I don't think he's getting enough shine for what his role in the fastest growing Trainwreck show right now. So shout out J Dubs.
Thank you, J Dubs. Ty B, rip it.
My shout out goes out to Wake Jockins, bringing in Jacob with Wake. Last week, episode 1, I was on it. Honored to be the first ever guest. And it looks like I will be the guest again for episode number 2. We'll be dropping that, I think, Friday morning before the Bills game.
Yep, Friday
sort of
mornings.
previewing that. Yeah, it's going to be, just previewing the game. I think we're going to have another good interactive poll. We're going to, just keep doing things fun. And, Jake, just put up with New York. You got a little bit more. We'll make this viable. We'll get you back.
Shout out to Code Sox signing on with the Trainwreck team. Make sure to check out their Buffalo Bills Mafia party that's taking place in September before the Week 3 game, the home opener. It's going to be crazy at Soho on Friday, but shout out to the Wrecking Crew team doing it in multiple countries this past week.
J Dubs.
Shout out today. Just finished recording a show at Ryan Talbot. We did a nice fantasy.
The bot.
It was a fun show. We did a live mock draft on the show. He was fantastic. So shout out to him, and I resurrected from my sleep.
Yeah,
Shout out. So resurrect. I don't know what to. I don't know. But
I can't believe this guy's going to get 2 shout-outs in one show. But shout out to J Dubs and that Ford Fusion flying down the 90 last Thursday to
go.
Erie, PA.
To get there
to
for the
Prescott.
opening.
Yep.
For the opening.
Grand
For the
opening.
Grand opening.
Cutting
You guys
the-
got to watch the.
Cutting the-
don't you mean
ribbon
Honda
cutting,
Civic?
everything.
Cutting those big scissors, but I had a blast, and I cannot wait to get back there again with all you guys. But everyone, thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you, Identity Inc., DJ Supreme, J Dubs, Maniac, Ty B. Good night now.